If you're a guitar player and you travel a lot, then you've undoubtedly encountered the issue of not wanting to travel with your guitars and gear, but also not wanting to spend several days or weeks away from home unable to play. Reasons for not wanting to take a guitar with you while traveling can vary from the fear of it being damaged while flying, all the way to just not wanting it to be affected by constant changes in climate. Touring bands bring guitar techs with them for a reason. And besides that, an electric guitar unplugged in an Airbnb or a hotel room is pretty unexciting. So what's the solution? Well, clearly it would have to be a self-amplified guitar that is unaffected by changes in temperature or humidity, is under 25.5 inches just for that extra bit of portability, and just in case something does happen to it while traveling, doesn't break the bank. Now, if only, hypothetically, such a thing really existed, then I could finally travel with a guitar free of sorrow. Oh, there's one. This is the Enya Nova Go Sonic, a fully self-amplified guitar with a built-in speaker and tone presets made entirely out of a die-cast carbon fiber composite material. I discovered this thing back in California at a certain trade show, and I was very impressed with it, especially having not heard from Enya guitars in a while. After a year and some change ago, they sent me a product that was never featured on this channel because I ended up declining it since it wasn't up to my standards. But these things happen, that's perfectly natural, and what's important is that they listened to criticism and made what is quite possibly their best product yet, and that is why I asked to review this. So yes, this is a paid video because, believe it or not, scripting, filming, and editing a video is work, but Enya had no influence on it beyond the PDF sheet with the specs and release date on it, and they do not get to tell me what to put in the video, because as usual, if you want biased reviews, go to Music Is Win's channel. Specs. I just realized a few days ago that this little recorder that Zoom sent me, the H5, despite being powered by two AA batteries, can actually deliver 48-volt phantom power, meaning I can use my nice microphones to record outdoors now. So let's go over the specs of this guitar. It's a fully die-cast carbon fiber body and fretboard, as I mentioned already, and that's becoming an increasingly popular thing to do with guitars, for the very reason that I can sit in the trunk of my car, out on a field, and play it, and then go indoors where it's heated and dry and all that shit, and it's still going to be in tune and perfectly set up. It's got 6 in-house non-locking tuners. Wasn't expecting locking tuners, but don't need locking tuners either. It's got a string-through style tune-o-matic bridge, and originally I was a bit confused as to where you shove the strings, but there's actually a little silicone thing in the back that you pull out, and then that reveals the string holes. It's just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I suppose, to have the entire thing be uniform white and not have 6 holes in the back. Also, this way, I suppose you don't need the little glued-in ferrules, which sometimes can have a tendency of falling out of certain guitars. It's got 22 frets. I don't know what frets these are. I don't assume they're stainless steel, but I could be wrong. Again, €400 guitar. Nobody cares what the frets are made of. 2 Alnico humbuckers, a 3-way pickup switch, and it has a series parallel switch in the volume knob, and then obviously it has a little magic knob here that does all of the magic. It's not 25.5 inch scale, I think it's 24 3/4 or something, whatever a regular Les Paul scale is, because obviously this is also a Les Paul shape, and it only comes in this shape as of right now. I'm not sure what plans for the future are. My options for this were white and flat black, so I chose white, but I recall playing and thoroughly enjoying a sparkly pink one at the NAMM show, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a retail option because I'm filming this video pre-release. It's got a spoke wheel truss rod nut, thank God, and it has a feature that I wish more guitars had, especially higher end ones, which is this compound neck profile, because it kind of goes from like Fender Strat style to sort of Ibanez Wizard up here, which is perfect. Of course, it is much easier to execute these details if you're pouring liquid into a mold as opposed to working with wood, but still, very, very good feature. Back to the studio. Hi, I'm back. So, I'm recording this pre-release, but the retail price that I was given in that PDF that they emailed me was $350 which, given the specs and playability, is a f***ing steal. The pickups also sound very decent when just plugged into a real amp or plug-in like a, regular guitar. making it a good guitar beyond its obvious gimmick, which is also important, but let's get into that gimmick anyway. You can engage the inbuilt tones by just pressing and holding on this magic LED button knob thing right here, and there's 4 modes: clean, crunch, high gain, and lead, and if you want to make any adjustments to those, the guitar comes with an app, but honestly, for about 3 or 4 days, I did not know there was an app, and I got along just fine with the preset tones. There's not all that many adjustment options in the app anyway. It has the basics, reverb, delay, and such, but really, it's also not meant to have mind-boggling tones or anything. It's meant to accommodate your needs while you're away from your regular everyday rig, and it does that amazingly well, especially given the size and low wattage of this speaker. My travel solution has always been one of 2 things: A, suck it up, which wins 90% of the time, or B, bringing a real guitar and this mini Marshall amp, which is an absolute classic. But the speaker inside this thing is absolutely fucking minuscule and also has 1 single watt as opposed to the 10 watts inside the Enya guitar. And while micro amps like this thing give you very minimal variance in tone, the Enya has a full-on range of tones because it's digital. So what do you say we take it out into the elements and put it through its paces? Yeah, no, battery's dead. Batteries are dead, but to be fair, I haven't charged it since I got it, and it's been like a solid 2.5 weeks, so yeah, checks out. I've had this thing for a while now. I really could have thought of charging it before driving up there and sitting in my trunk. So I know what you're thinking. Where is the balloon test? Well, I regret to inform you I've run out of balloons. That was already the case with the last review that I did, but I don't regret to inform you that the frets are rounded off on this guitar, and also it is entirely made of a carbon fiber composite material, meaning there is no fret sprout because fret sprout is caused by the shrinking and expanding of wood, of which there is none on this guitar. So it doesn't get nicer to touch than this. Now, of course, I wouldn't want all of my guitars to be made of this material. I'm not particularly drawn to things like Aristides guitars, not only for the 10 grand price tag, but also just because I don't want every guitar of mine to not be made of wood. But for a travel solution like this, which is engineered to withstand changes in weather, and also has to have speaker holes in it and stuff like that, this is a very, very good choice. So, thank you for watching. Thanks, Enya, for helping me pay for my health insurance. There are non-affiliate links in the description if you want one of these, because no dealer I have affiliate contracts with carries these right now, sadly, so no commissions for Kalen. If you do want to do some random gear shopping, Sweetwater and Thoman affiliate is in the description. All my social media is in there too. Like the video, leave a comment, hit the bell, subscribe, all of that in the wrong order, and I'll see you around.